I'll be honest, guys. It's hard for me to even care anymore. I'm tired of raging. I'm sick of raging about shit. I'm sick of Hollywood. I am sick of the far left. I'm tired of people who refuse to acknowledge how dangerous and divisive this rhetoric is. Somehow, I keep going. Today we're going to be going over an article from Bounding into Comics. Whistleblower reveals details about Disney's anti-racism training program featuring lessons on systemic racism, white privilege, and white fragility. It's not anti-racism, it's racism. Disney is a racist company. It's an awful company. It is a terrible, divisive, destructive, horrible company. Institutions like this, and there are plenty of them out there that press this type of rhetoric and ideology, they're not adding anything to the human experience. They're not doing anything progressive. They're not helping heal any wounds. They're creating division. These are evil people. Disney is an evil corporation. This is why it's been difficult for me to cover anything that comes out of Disney, like anything from Marvel. I ain't gonna even talk about Disney Lucasfilm, because Disney Lucasfilm is like an unwanted sexual aggressor. Spray that shit with mace, beat it down, and then call the cops. You don't want none of that. It's always unwanted when it comes from Disney Lucasfilm. Disney as a whole has fostered that atmosphere. Disney has fostered the atmosphere of racists and sexist, awful, divisive, terrible people having platforms to espouse their bullshit, using our modern myths to tell us how awful we are, how we should be, preaching to us, the unwashed masses of the working class. Disney is an awful company. It needs to burn to the ground. It needs, by its own making. I don't mean literally go out there and burn them to the ground. I mean, they need to fail so many times that investors pull their money, that people sell their stocks, their shares, whatever it is. It needs to fall apart and die. Disney is the past that needs to die, because the future that they are trying to create is divisive, evil, and awful. Let's go through some of this so I can show you what I mean. Before we even begin going through some of this, because there's too much of it. There's too much to unpack. This is the alleged leaker, Christopher Rufo. Disney has released a statement claiming that my report distorted their anti-racism program. This is false. I published direct quotations, contextual screenshots, and the original source documents in their entirety. Disney is distorting the truth, and I won't stand for it. Disney themselves recognized that this is legitimate. So to say that it is a leak, but it's not fake. This is the information that they are selling to their company. This is how they are training people. One of the largest employers in the United States, training their people to think in these divisive, awful terms. What terms? Let's go through some of this. Before we continue on, shout out to Bounding into Comics. Spencer out there wrote this, put this all together for us. Please go check out Bounding into Comics. They support free speech. They support our overall community. So we start off here with a tweet from Christopher Rufo. It says, according to a trove of whistleblower materials, Disney has launched a diversity and inclusion program. When you hear diversity and inclusion, that is a warning sign. That's terminology that should already let you know you are dealing with some bullshit. Diversity and inclusion does not mean those words. Far leftists do not mean what they say. That means exclusion. That means a lack of white people and exclusion. That's all that means. The program is called Reimagine Tomorrow. Well, they reimagine history. These are revisionists. These are people that do not care about facts. They want to press their own narrative, their own false narrative, and beware of anyone pressing their own false narrative, whether it be in another community or your own. Liars and manipulators are abound, which includes training on systemic racism, white privilege, white fragility, white saviors, microaggressions, and anti-racism. When you hear any of these terms, that should be a red flag. Red flags abound, like every damn buzzword that these idiots could possibly use to press their narrative they have done. Diversity, inclusion, anti-race, all of those terms that they point out, those are all trigger words for the far left. They do not mean what they mean. They're about spreading anti-white racism, as if white is universal, from all aspects of every European culture. The true racists, the true idiots, the true dividers are the ones that speak this language. One such module, titled Allyship and Race Consciousness, asks employees to take ownership of educating yourself about structural anti-black racism and the current and historical context, while also avoiding having to rely on your black colleagues to educate you. This task will be too emotionally tasking. In other words, don't have a conversation with someone. Don't talk to someone and get their perspective. Don't do that. That's too taxing for them. Black people aren't smart enough. They aren't smart enough to emote themselves correctly. They're not intelligent enough to tell you their experience from their part of the country, their culture, subculture, whatever it may be. Because blacks are uniform, just like white. There's no difference. Everything is very static, very controlled terms. If you're white, you're a racist. If you're black, you've been held down. There's no middle ground. There's nothing in between. Don't have a conversation with your brother. Don't have a conversation with your black sister out there. Don't have any conversations that might enlighten either of you onto the bullshit that's being served by the far left, by Democrats, but let's face it, by the left, period. Let's not do that. Let's all be good toads. Let's all be good sieves. Put your mask on, okay? Capitulate to the false narrative going around, and make sure to only listen to a proved documentation that serves you a narrative sure to let you know, if you're white, that you're an awful person. How divisive and terrible is that? What an awful company. This is Disney. This is their rhetoric. This is the left. Look, I ain't no fan of the right either. The problem is politics, first and foremost. They all on the same team. Every last one of them's on this, and they don't care about you. They want to keep us divided. This is just another tool to keep us divided. Don't fall for it, y'all. We smarter than this. We are smarter than this. Have a conversation with somebody if you feel like you need to. Get that other human experience from another person. Do not let these fools tell you or dictate to you who you can and can't speak to and how you can or can't think. Don't do that. Don't listen to them. Many of us are wondering how we can step up to support black colleagues and promote racial justice. There is only one type of justice. Justice. That's it. Think of this guide as one of the many starting points to becoming an ally. Another buzzword. I don't want to ally. I want to equal. I want to speak to an equal, not an ally. Throughout this guide, we have been intentional about addressing both white and non-black people of color. This is not an exhaustive list. No, you're exhausting. There are 3 critical components to becoming an ally: learning, reflecting, and engaging. Hold on now. Didn't you just tell people not to ask questions, not to have conversations? Didn't you just tell not to have conversations? But you can learn only from approved rhetoric and propaganda. But don't ask questions. Don't have a conversation with somebody. Don't get their experience person to person. We don't need personability. That might create a bond. That might create a bond between 2 people in understanding, bridge understanding or differences to have a person-to-person conversation. But you can kneel down to this propaganda. Consider the ways multiple dimensions of identity, race, gender. You ain't strong. Look, first, if you ain't strong enough to stand up for yourself, then the weak die. All right, the weak fall off. If you're not strong enough to stand for yourself, for your belief, look, I really can't stand this idea of everybody can survive. I can't. I'm sorry. Maybe I'm a genetic snob, but there's a reason why the strong have always survived. To strengthen our overall race, the human race. Idiots, the idiot who eats too many wooden nickels dies. The moron who doesn't want to work hard to progress themselves, well, they die of starvation. We can't, everybody has struggles. Don't matter where you come from. Don't matter what your skin tone is, who you bang, where you live. Everybody has a struggle. Every single person. The strength of your character. The strength of your character is what you can overcome. This is why, as much as it sucks, we need bullies. I was bullied a lot, but it made me into who I am. It gave me the strength to persevere, to get through. Another thing is that they're adding a whole bunch of fringe BS that doesn't even mean anything. It was just invented in the last several years, or since medical technology has allowed weird things to be made. Look, you live your life how you want to live it. But if you decide to be on the fringe, if you make that decision, if you are there by proxy, you need adversity. You need it. To thicken your skin, to learn how to be a better person, to toughen yourself up, to understand how not to be. The world is not snowflakes and rainbows. It just is not. And if you don't know how to survive, then you are being turned into a weak person. It's almost like my country wants to feminize men and make people generally weak. Like they want to make them stupid, like the falling standards of education in this country. It's almost like they want to keep them stupid. Strange, isn't it? If you do not face adversity, and I don't care where it comes from, there is always one asshole in a village. And you're going to deal with something. Not everybody is perfect. There are people out there that are going to have prejudices that you're not going to like, and you at some point are going to have to face them. There's no safe space in the real world, snowflake. You've got to be able to persevere, to overcome. That is how that is how you garner strength. Man, I can't stand this. This is weak ass garbage. For example, black transgender and gender non-conforming people. Shut up. I'm so sick of extra special gays. And stop trying to make my black brothers gay. Will you please, can you stop that? I stand with my black fam, my brothers out there. Stop trying to make these dudes gay. Stop trying to make everything extra special kinds of gay. We're sick of it. Read public posts by black authors to understand the emotional complexity of navigating the workplace. Most black authors and I'm not saying all, I'm sure there's people out there spitting real talk. Thank the gods I have to believe that. But there is no way I am listening to any asshole from freaking Hollywood, New York, LA, any far left, any liberal fucking area. There is no way I am listening to what they have to say, because all they post is the most racist, divisive, awful garbage I have ever seen. These are people that need to sit down and shut up. Proactively seek out black stories that reflect success, joy, and creativity. Yeah, if it's a great story, I've watched them already. These motherfuckers act like black history is not American history, not world history. It's something separate. What is with the segregation? I do not understand why. We are in the 21st century. It is 2021. Why are we still honing in on segregation? I don't understand that. It does not make sense. These people are literally trying to segregate us into little checkboxes and groups and making them up if there's not enough of them. Black history is my history. So's brown history, so's the Middle Eastern history, so's Asian history, so's every other. World history is my history. It is the history of my race, the human race. I enjoy all of history. Okay, maybe not all of it. But it is a part of the fabric of who we are today. Stop segregating us, you far left pieces of trash. F Disney. Acknowledge your emotional reactions in this process, the source of discomfort, productive ways to address it. Examine work through feelings of guilt, shame, and defensiveness to understand what is beneath them. What is beneath them and what needs to be healed. What is beneath them? Excuse you? No, I refuse to have feelings of guilt, shame, or defensiveness. I refuse to have any of that. I'm offended by your stupidity. I have nothing to be ashamed of. I dealt with racism going through school. I had black kids jumping my ass. I had white kids who were yo boys. I'm sorry for that term, the negative black term with a W in front of it. Those people jumping on the bandwagon, beating my ass because I had long hair and loved heavy metal. I dealt with racism. I have dealt with these things, grew from them and past them, and maintained not to be a racist individual myself. That's my experience in life. I'm not getting shame for what? Shame for what? For denying racism? I'm not racist. I'm realistic. And realistically, this whole thing is full of shit. Make sure to feel bad about yourself. Get out of here. Oh, if you are feeling confused, shocked, or recently awakened to systemic racism, no, you are creating it. This is a whole new plethora of bullshit. Racism is always going to exist. We all know that. It's always going to exist. There's always going to be some small part of somewhere or somebody who don't like another person just because of the color of their skin or where they come from. Humans are tribalistic. You're always going to have that one idiot. And I fight in as much for everyone else for that idiot to have the right to speak their jargon, because I want my retards up front and center where I can see them. Avoid messages like, I can't believe this is happening with the murders of Breonna Taylor, Sean Reed, George Floyd. Look, I don't even have to go through every one of these cases to tell you that, like, a lot of drugs was involved in some of these. Some of these people ain't angels. Some of these people were murdered. That I wholeheartedly believe that. I have a problem with an abuse of power. Absolutely. Stand with any other person in my country, let alone the world, against an abuse of power that leads to the limitation of someone's rights, their inability to pursue happiness, or the ending of their life. You better damn well believe I do. But this is all a freaking facade. This is not real. Whoever wrote this, Disney, does not believe in any of this. This is all about virtue signaling. This is all about points. This is all about pressing a narrative to create division, segregation, racism, destruction of the human experience. This is the rich trying to separate us, y'all. That's all it is. It's all it's ever been. We were coming to a place in the 21st century where we were beginning to unify. And what happened? 9/11. What happened? All of a sudden, out of nowhere, we got bathroom debates. And then, God forbid, someone outside the system, Donald Trump, get into the White House, because you watch the entire Matrix totally glitch out then. This is the wealthy elites separating us from our human experience. This is about separating us. This is not about anything progressive. Not bringing us together. It's not about elevating anyone. It is about keeping us separated, divided, keeping us fighting and ignorant. Keep us dumb so that we're easily controlled, the thralls of society. Disney is an evil corporation. And until they prove me different, that is all I will ever say about them. This is disgusting propaganda. Asserting the potential allies must embrace potential allies. If you're capitulating, if you're kneeling to the false narrative, make sure you come in, put your mask on and social distance for the virus, and then conform. Discomfort and humility. Disney further urges employees to challenge colorblind ideologies and rhetoric, such as all lives matter. I don't see color, and not to question or debate black colleagues' lived experiences. Please tell me y'all understand this. Please tell me y'all understand what this says. All lives do not matter. Not to this rhetoric. Do not question. Dare not say you don't see color. Dare not say that you only see a human being or the merit of a person's character before you. Dare not say that. And especially don't question anybody's rhetoric. Don't question a person's inner truth, their lived experience. Don't debate a person, especially if they lying, because them simps are abound. I'm a far left simps or feminist simps, all them simps that just simp for motherfuckers just because they got tits or just because they got a story, or they're a victim of some kind. They're victims. Don't question the villains. Don't question it all. Don't have that conversation. Don't have that interconnectivity. Don't be humans. Don't be good to each other. Don't have conversations. Don't have a shared experience together. Don't bridge any kind of difference. You need to sit down, shut up, put on your mask, and listen to this racist asshole, because he's going to tell you, or she's going to tell you, all about yourself while spinning off tales of imaginary oppressors. God's forbid you fight against lies, manipulation, and villainy. So there's a ton of garbage in this article, and I will leave a link for you in the description below, but I wanted to end off on this so this video ain't freaking an hour long. I could go off for an hour. Looking forward, equity, not equality. Equity is not equality. Equity is devaluing a segment of the population in order to elevate another. Equity is giving unfair advantages to someone under the premise that they are disadvantaged in order to oppress another segment of society. That's all it is. It's not about fairness. It's not about justice. It's not about equality. Equity. When you hear that buzz term, you should be very frightened. The person espousing it is a manipulator, a liar, and they know what they're doing. Either that or they are the most vapid moron, the most indoctrinated garbage that should not be allowed to breed on the planet. That is what you're dealing with. Disney is an evil corporation. Far leftists are evil. Extremists in any kind are evil. They're evil. I don't care what virtues they try to espouse. It is up to us, brothers and sisters. It is up to us to fight this garbage. Please share out this video. I implore you, please. Someone out there has got a better take than me, probably more eloquent about it. But I'm on the ground floor fighting in this culture war. Been for years. I've been for years because I believe that human beings are better than that garbage. We're better than this. We should be better to each other, good to each other. We should fight for our individual freedoms. Collectively. It is important that we all have the ability to speak our mind. It is of the utmost importance that we fight against those trying to divide us, to segregate us, to separate us, to put us into check boxes. This is some of the most divisive, terrible garbage that has ever, some of the most divisive, terrible garbage that has ever been spawned out of extremism. It is more important now than ever that we stand together, united, from all our different backgrounds against this type of villainy. Make sure to stand up for yourself. Do not kneel to false narratives. Much love to you guys. Please, wash your hands, wash your ass. Be good to each other. Peace.